Philanthropy Ohio's earliest predecessor organization, the Donors Forum of Ohio, began in 1975 as an informal network of Ohio's corporate and foundation grantmakers who wanted to create an organized mechanism for learning and connecting with each other in order to be effective in their philanthropic work. The network held its first volunteer-led statewide conference in 1975. It wasn't until 1984 that Donors Forum was incorporated, and it took another 4 years before it hired its first staff, Lynn Helbling Cyranek. Around the same time, funders in Cleveland created Grantmakers Forum as a program of the Cleveland Foundation with a similar purpose of gathering local funders for learning and connecting. It was another 5 years before it hired its first staff, Dorothy Weiss. In 2000, the two philanthropy-serving organizations merged to become Ohio Grantmakers Forum, with offices in Columbus and in Cleveland. In 2002, George Espy became president. The Ohio Philanthropy Award was created in 2004. Stephen Mentor, head of the Cleveland Foundation, was its first recipient. In 2006, Ohio Grantmakers Forum expanded its state policy work, helping to create the Attorney General's Charitable Advisory Council, and began its education initiative with release of the Education for Ohio's Future report. In 2008, Ohio Grantmakers Forum adopted diversity principles, and its Inclusion Committee convened the CEO Leadership Circle for Diversity and Inclusion. In 2011, Ohio Grantmakers Forum created its Health Initiative as a member-driven state policy endeavor modeled after its Education Initiative. And in 2013, Ohio Grantmakers Forum rebranded itself as Philanthropy Ohio and welcomed United Way's, individuals, and government grantmakers as members. That same year, Dr. Suzanne Allen became the new president and CEO. Two new awards honoring an emerging philanthropic leader and innovator were created. In 2014, the following year, the board expanded membership to include professional partners as an associate member category, welcoming lawyers, HR firms, investment advisors, and philanthropy consultants as members. In 2015, the board created and presented the Michael G. Shin Award for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion in Philanthropy, honoring Mr. Shin, who died in March of that year. And during his time on the board, Mr. Shin chaired and breathed new life into the organization's diversity, equity, and inclusion work. The 2018 strategic planning process led to a laser focus on 4 key pillars. Advocating, representing the interest of Ohio philanthropy in the state and nation, supporting policies that lift up the ultimate beneficiaries of philanthropic dollars. Educating, bringing the wisdom of local experts and national thought leaders through programs and knowledge resources to improve practice, fine-tune policies, and advance professional development. Convening, gathering people with others who share similar jobs or interests in order to share learnings, discuss current topics, create partnerships, and enhance impact. And equity lens, including diverse voices and drawing upon them to intentionally advance diversity, equity, and inclusion in our organization and throughout Ohio's philanthropic sector. In 2019, Philanthropy Ohio's staff of 11 leads and equips over 1,800 staff and trustees affiliated with 209 members, as Deborah Barrett Thomas became president and CEO.